him and that he's effective. Now let's bring in Florida Congressman Greg Steube, sits on the Ways and Means Committee along with the Select Subcommittee on the Weaponization of Government. Congressman, welcome. So look, this move came after 20 House Republicans voted last week not to censorship, but the fine was taken out of the new resolution. What's your take on what happened yesterday? Was that fair?
Yeah, it was absolutely fair and necessary, quite frankly. I mean, this is a guy who lied to the American people repeatedly that the Trump campaign colluded and conspired with the Russian government. And I can't remember how many times I saw him on TV say evidence is in plain sight. Evidence of collusion is in plain sight. We know all that was a lie. And this is from the gentleman who was the chairman of the Intelligence Committee and had access to all of the information that our intelligence bureaus had access to, knowing that the Steele dossier was false, knowing that all of this investigation was predicated on a campaign dossier, and still lied and lied to the American people. He absolutely should be censored. If there was something stronger that we could do on the House floor, I would support that as well.
Well, I'm glad to hear you say that, because, again, this is a pattern of behavior from the Democrats going all the way back to, well, decades now. I'm curious. You've got the ethics investigation coming up. Schiff is certainly going to be facing inquiries there. There was also some talk, some scuttlebutt about expelling the congressman from the House. Would you support a measure like that?
I would. Unfortunately, it takes 2/3 of the House to expel a member. So you're talking more than the majority. We've only got a 4-vote majority in the House with the Republicans. So there's no way you're going to get to 2/3, because every single Democrat is going to lock down against the fact that he even was going to be censored, which is quite frankly fascinating with what we know now. We know now for a fact, after the Mueller investigation, after the Durham probe, that the Russia collusion hoax was just that. And the mainstream media perpetuated a fraud upon the American people, and he was the #1 culprit on every single nightly news, saying that the Trump campaign conspired and colluded with the Russian government. He knew it was false at the time. I would absolutely support him being expelled from the House, but it takes 2/3 to pass that on the floor.
All right, real quick, Congressman, I want to talk about your legislation aimed at repealing the Patriot Act. You released a statement saying the Patriot Act has allowed the federal government to collect massive amounts of data, and it's time to rein in the overreach. Now, say this passes the House, how is it looking in the Senate among your fellow Republicans, and how important is it for your fellow lawmakers to take up this legislation?
Well, it's really important. We have seen FISA and that process abused time and time again. It was abused during the Trump-Russia collusion hoax, where our court system, because of a corrupt intelligence bureau and DOJ that went after the Trump campaign, our intelligence apparatus was used in a secret court, which called the FISA court, to spy on American citizens. We have the 4th Amendment of the Constitution that allows for protection against illegal searches and seizures, requires a warrant to surveil you, and that's the way it should be for the American people. We shouldn't have a secret court that allows people to be surveilled without their knowledge.
All right, good stuff. Well, Congressman, we're going to be paying very close attention to that legislation. We appreciate you coming on the show today.
Yeah, anytime. Good to see you.
All right, folks.